What has been going on in the world of video games in the last week or so? Well, announced were finally the Game of the Year nominees, and they are as follows. Clair Obscur, no surprise. We knew it was going to be Clair Obscur. This is not a surprise at all. It's gonna win, by the way. Everybody, you can stop listening now if you want to. Clair Obscur is gonna win. I don't know what else can possibly take it. Death Stranding, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm not used to seeing family games really. I mean, it's nice that it got nominated. I suppose it's a good game, but I don't know how family games even stand a chance. Hades, Hollow Knight, and Kingdom Come. This was all in the proposal, so nothing is like out of the ordinary. I would have liked to have seen Split Fiction be nominated, not because I think it can win, but because I think it deserves it. I liked it. It was a good game. It was a lot of fun. It kept me and the person I was playing with engaged the entire time. I was never bored in the game. It's such a well-made game. And we need more emphasis on couch co-op games. We need more emphasis on games that encourage people playing together, not online. I think that's a great movement. So I really hope that game gets some more recognition. It's really too bad that it didn't get nominated for Game of the Year. Carter says, oh yeah, Claire is gonna win. And it's not even remotely close. I know. Have you played Clair Obscur, by the way? I did, and it was extraordinary. I played it off stream. And I wasn't planning to stream it, but I had so much fun playing it. I couldn't put it down. So I ended up doing a whole nother playthrough on stream. I ended up streaming the damn game I wasn't planning on streaming. So I enjoyed the hell out of it. I like the story. I like the whole atmosphere, the ambiance of the game. I like the music. It was such an extraordinary game. Yeah, so Split Fiction wasn't mentioned, which upsets me. I also think Indiana Jones deserved a spot on here. I think it was forgotten about because it was released so early in the year. It was released right after the Game Awards last year, or probably during the Game Awards. So it wasn't eligible to be nominated back then, and I think it got forgotten about this year. That's an extraordinary game. I did grade the game, and I didn't give it the highest marks because they were all my personal opinions. My own personal gripes with the game kept it from being like top tier. That didn't make it not a top tier game. It just made it not a top tier game for Kenny. That's different, right? So I think it definitely deserves some love. So that is the Game Awards. If you guys can think of any other games that you think should be nominated for Game of the Year, drop it in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay, that brings me over here. Hey, I'm actually excited about this. I might be the only person, but Game Informer is coming back. Game Informer was the only reason that I had a subscription. That stupid subscription to Game Pass. Not Game Pass. What am I thinking of? Oh, what is it what is that game store called that I hate? How come I can't remember it right now? Help me out, people. GameStop. They're the only reason I had a GameStop subscription was for Game Informer. I actually did enjoy Game Informer. I just like turning through the pages and just skimming some of the articles that seemed interesting to me. And I like their reviews. I'm just so much more inclined to really sit and digest that information, especially the reviews, when I'm actually holding something and reading it. If it's online, it's too easy for me just to click onto the next link and then click on the next link. And the next thing you know, I forget what I went online for in the first place. When it's already written right there in front of me and I'm just forced to really sit with it, I find myself enjoying it more. I find myself really getting a lot more out of it. So I actually like Game Informer, and I was upset to see them go. So I'm enjoying. I like the fact that Game Informer is coming back. Now, does that mean I'm going to go get another GameStop subscription? I don't know. I might just, I think I am going to try to support this. I am going to maybe try to actually get the magazines, at, your local magazine retailer, wherever that happens to be. Probably like, what do you think? Do you think Barnes and Noble would carry it? I'm sure they would. I'll get something from there. I wonder if it's going to be the same like thickness. I always worry, like, because newspapers, for instance, you can tell they're going out of print because they get smaller and smaller and smaller till eventually they have, like, you know, like 3 main sections, and the next thing you know, the newspaper's gone. I wonder if this comeback is going to be, you know, the length is going to be the same, or it's going to be like almost like a pamphlet style magazine, you know. I'm interested to see how they're coming back. Does it say on here when the first, let me try to subscribe. I'm going to try to subscribe and see how much it is. $48 a year, or I can get digital only for $32. So it's normally $70 a year, but if I can get it for $48 for the first year. Print and digital. Print 10 issues per year, so not even monthly. Digital magazines, special edition game of the year 10th issue, exclusive web features, fewer ads. No ads, fewer ads. Oh my gosh. Digital archive. 5% of every subscription purchase goes to support St. Jude's Children's Research Center. Okay, you know what? I don't care about that. I don't know why they would include that in there. That was weird. That seemed kind of gross that they put that in there. Okay. And the last thing I want to talk about is something that has been going on for a while now, and they still haven't announced the price to this. The Steam Machine was announced quite some time ago, and it's still not, the price is still not given on this. So I've been following this closely because I'm really considering getting the Steam Machine. I would prefer to buy games on Steam, but they're just, I don't typically like to play my games here on the computer. I do for streaming, obviously I kind of have to, but other than that, I would prefer to play downstairs, comfortable couch with a big TV. So if I can get my Steam games downstairs on a big screen TV, I would be much more inclined to play Steam games and actually use my Steam library. I have a few indie games that you really can't get anywhere else but online. But I have the Arkham games on Steam and the Lord of the Rings games on Steam. There's a few other franchises I have on Steam, but for the most part, I try to buy them on console because I just want to play them downstairs. So I am interested in the Steam Machine, very interested in the Steam Machine. If it's $500 or $600, I'm down. But if it's like $1,000, which I've heard rumors that it could be as high as that, I'm not down. I'll just stick with my Xbox. Even $700, I feel like is at the high end that I would. That's a bit high. $700. If it was $699, I would consider it. But I really hope it's closer to $600. I hope it's like. They did say it wouldn't be comparable to a console price. So $500 I think is out of the question because a lot of consoles right now are $500. But if this was $500, it would be so hard to find. It would be so hard to find. But I think that's what I do want. I do like the removable faceplate a lot. I know I said that last week, but I like the removable faceplate so much. I'm looking forward to getting, like, you know, just a game exclusive faceplate that I can just have on there for whatever I'm playing. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, you want the Steam Machine too? Nice. It does look sweet. It looks nice. It looks really, really nice. I like that it's just a black cube. It looks really unassuming. It looks nice to just be in a living room. I hate the way the newest PlayStation looks. It's so gaudy. It's such a gross looking console. I don't like the PlayStation we have downstairs. I don't like it at all. The Xbox looks a lot nicer, but it's pretty big. This is nice. This is a really good looking console. They did a great job. I would be willing to pay $700 for it. $800, I really got to think about it. $900 or $1,000, maybe not. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'll just stick with my console. $700 is the absolute highest I would go for. Yeah. I think I'm with you on that one, Garter. It's almost like a new age GameCube, right? I know it's about the same size as a GameCube. You think they're gonna add a little handle to the backside that you can carry it around? So hopefully the price gets announced soon, just so we can kind of, you know, if it is high, it would be nice to know sooner rather than have them spring it on us. So we'll see. Also, I wonder if you can get it for cheaper if you don't want the controller and you don't want, you know, a pack-in game and you don't want the goggles that come with it. I have a nice controller. This is my favorite controller right now. It's just the Xbox, I don't even know, Elite controller. I don't even know what it is, but it's one of those where these come off and you can change things around. It's got the battery in there and it has the back paddles as well. So this is my go-to controller for anything that I can play that's universal. So I already have a controller this is my go-to controller right here. What do you think about the Analogue 3D, aka the 2025 N64? I saw that. I did see that, Carter, but I don't know too much about it to really speak of it other than it just plays N64 games, right? So here it is. Restocked November 24th, so they're out. I heard it does have a lot of features. I don't like that it comes with this controller here. I wish it came with, you know, I wish that this was an option to have a controller like this. A lot of N64 games are almost impossible to play without the C-pad. Oh, it does have a C-pad. Oh no, I do like this controller. I changed my mind. I see how they do it now. They put the joystick on the left next to the D-pad, and then the C-pad is still on the right. Never mind, I do like this controller. I changed my mind. Yeah, it looks nice. Now, I already have an N64 though. So I already have a console that'll play this. It looks nice though, I like it. I like it. I like that it comes in different colors. You can also use the original N64 controllers as well. I heard that, yeah. That's very, very cool. No, I like it. You know what I wonder? I wonder if this thing sells well. I wonder if they will start remanufacturing N64 games. That would be really, really cool if you can get new cartridges of N64 games and they can make new cartridges with like multiple games in one. That'd be a lot of fun. You can also use the original. Okay, yeah, I feel like I can just pick up an original N64 for half the price. Yeah, 300 bucks is too much. You can pick up an original N64 for half the price. Even some of those retro game stores who sell their stuff for well above, you know, what it's worth, you can get it for less than 300 bucks. And mine still works fine. My N64 still works. So I'm not too worried about my N64 not really doing well. I love how they give you all these games that you could play, but I'm sure some of these games are going to be like, you know, a lot of money. Look at that, Duke Nukem, I'm sure is going to be worth a lot of money if you find it in a used game store. Dr. Mario, I'm sure that's going to be a lot of money if you find it in a game store. Right, a lot of these games are not even really accessible or reasonable to get. It would be nice if they started to remanufacture the actual cartridges. If they did that, and they maybe even, you know, shoved in, like I said, you know, more than one game on one cartridge. You know, like, oh look, it's Capcom, all the Capcom games or something like that. Yeah, that might be worth it. It might be worth getting that. That'd be interesting. All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Let's get ourselves to the game, shall we? Let's get ourselves back to Zelda.